Phil and Jalen, 2013 NBA Preview.
Oh no, my guy Trey Burke got drafted to the number 2017.
Yeah. See, Utah doesn't want to be good. You know how I know they don't want to be good? Because they traded for Andres Briadrins and Richard Jefferson. That's how. Here's the mindset of the Utah Jazz fans heading into this season. You get this, Jalen?
I do.
They're not going to care. They're going to ski all winter. What do they care about basketball? Tell us what happens in the lottery. I'm going to go in the mountains.
I want to be free.
Woo! Is there a Jazz game today? I don't care. You can have my tickets.
I want to be free.
Oh, crap. I can't give away my tickets. You think the mailman will want them? It's going to be grim. Let's look at what they did this summer. They lost Al Jefferson. They lost Paul Millsap. And they added Andres Briadrins and Richard Jefferson. That's a problem, Jalen. I liked everybody in the lost paragraph. But look at the drafted, though, Jalen. They drafted your buddy Trey Burke.
Big shout, Trey Burke. Now, look at their forwards, however. I know you got them ranked number 27, but I just got to point something out to you.
Yeah.
So when you lose Millsap and you lose Jefferson, that means more minutes for Favors, more minutes for Canton.
And we like Favors.
I really like them as players.
I like them too.
I think given more minutes, they could be productive. Marvin Williams, while he taught everyone a lesson, you don't take a person in the top 5 that's not in the top 5 of his college team because he wasn't a starter.
That was a good lesson.
But yet the Hawks took him in the top 5.
Yeah, what were they thinking?
Gordon Hayward, he showed improvement. And Trey Burke, I think he's going to play quality minutes while they struggle. I think he's going to run pick and roll well. He showed he can make clutch shots. He's going to have to come in from day one and be a leader. That team right there needs a leader.
And they have a lot of expiring contracts. They loaded their team with a slew of them and are a possible trade partner, it feels like. Who knows? They're probably going to try to bottom out, be a top 5 worst team. But they also have the flexibility if, Toronto says, hey, do you want Rudy Gay for Marvin Williams and your expiring contract? Like, they could make a move and go that direction, too.
I agree. And I like Alex Burks out of Colorado.
I liked him, too. Ty Corbin didn't play him for some reason last year.
Correct. I agree with you.
I mentioned that in a column or in a podcast as a throwaway line, and all these Utah Jazz fans emailed me like, thank you. We're glad somebody noticed that Alex Burks should be playing, and he's not. Our coach stinks.
He's a player. Big shout Burks. I think he's going to have a good year.
Do you think they should wheel Briadrins and Jefferson out in the same stretchers that they use for dead people at the beginning of CSI? Or do you think they should wear practice uniforms?
Richard Jefferson is becoming a seasoned veteran. Keep getting those checks, Richard. And Briadrins, that money that Golden State gave them, they were lucky to get from under that deal.
Let's go to Zach Lowe's sneaky big question.
Hello.
He wants to know, how does Enes Kanter and Derrick Favors mix? It's actually a really good question because Al Jefferson and Paul Millsap took a lot of their minutes last year. We didn't get to see a lot of them together. You would think Kanter's a post-up guy. Favors is like a Kenneth Faried type of energy, over-the-rim type guy. You would think they would mesh.
How about this? Kanter was picked in the top 5 of the NBA draft.
Top 3.
And he didn't play in college a minute.
Right.
He was suspended for allegedly doing something. We're not going to get into the whole NCAA stuff. So
he was suspended for allegedly doing something.
Yeah, like
okay.
Whatever. So
whatever.
To answer Gillo's question, Kanter and Favors can mix because Favors can play facing the basket.
Yep.
He's a terrific athlete.
By the way, if you look at his post-All-Star break numbers, him and Kenneth Faried are dead even with points, rebounds, all that stuff.
Both of those guys should average double-doubles.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Clairvoyant Bill has some thoughts on this. He has 2 thoughts, actually. So, first of all, Clairvoyant Bill thinks that Kanter and Favors are going to be great together. But Clairvoyant Bill thinks Ty Corbin is going to be our first NBA coach fired this season.
I was surprised he got the job and was able to keep the job as long as he has.
I was surprised they didn't fire him last summer.
I don't think he's their coach of the future.
Yeah.
And for that, Clairvoyant Bill, I must agree with that statement.
Yes, he agrees with Clairvoyant Bill. We mentioned Gordon Hayward before for him. I thought this was really, 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 really enlightening. And I don't mean to oversell it, but see that red, Jalen? Red is like way above average. So he's way above average at top of the key. even going all the way around pretty orange. And if you look at it as Goldsberry writes, right side dominant, which a lot of teams like. Some teams have offenses where they need that guy in the corner. The Bulls are a team that, for instance, they like having one of those guys. You like Gordon Hayward.
And this is what Bill means by right-hand dominant for the novices out there. Normally, a right-handed player prefers to post up on the left block because he can do a jump hook or go towards the middle
Al
of his
Jefferson.
left shoulder.
Al Jefferson.
Like Al Jefferson. So that's why it's important that on the right side facing it, he's able to knock down those shots at a high percentage rate above average. And it can be meaningful to a team that has a post player that's getting double teamed. And that's why you could overlook him being close to below average on the other side.
Well, look at how their offense ran last year. As you said, Al Jefferson was on that right side. Or he was on the side furthest away from where the Hayward red stuff is. So he's posting up on that block, double team. He sees Hayward in the corner. He's feeding him or whatever. The ball swings around that way, and that's how you end up with that shot chart. I really like Gordon Hayward. 14.1 points a game last year, 41.5% from three, only 23 years old.
I think he's going to be a good
And he made some clutch shots last year, too.
Give the people what they want. Gotta give them what they need. Hey! I've been to Utah a couple of times. Big shot, my boy Howard Isley, my high school teammate.
By the way, I think this is the first time the word champagne and campaign in Utah have ever been in the same sentence.
So my good friend Howard Isley, we played together 15 under AAU. We both went to Detroit Southwestern, played JV together. We won city and state and national championships together in high school. So what NBA players do when they normally travel to a town, one of their friends or teammates or former teammates plays in, is you kick it the night before.
Right.
Have a nice dinner, go check out the new scene.
Do you take a nap before? Is it a nap before the dinner situation?
No, it's not a nap
Not in
before
Utah?
dinner. Not in Utah.
There's no nighttime naps in Utah? You just go out to dinner.
And it all depends on what day it is.
Right.
You know, if you get to Utah on a Wednesday, you might as well charge it to the game. I don't even expect him to try to create no entertainment for me.
Yeah.
You know, so but if it's a Friday, I know everything gonna stay up until at least 1. But Howard is my conscience.
Oh.
He's the friend that I have that long before David Jacoby basically would tell me, don't get fired.
Or in this case, don't get released.
Exactly, in his own way. So when I went to Utah, it was only one goal besides beating the Jazz, kicking it with Howard.
So you had more fun in Utah than maybe you would have if Howard Isley wasn't there.
No doubt, because there was times I went to Utah and he didn't play for the Jazz.
And it was sad?
It was sad.
What happened? You just like go...
Something called frequent flyer miles you have to take advantage of.
Oh, because Vegas isn't that far away.
You have to import.
So you had a game in Utah, but made it to Vegas somehow. Anyway, I have a feeling.
Some players did that.
Some players did that? Were you one of those players?
I was never one of those players. I didn't travel to a town and take a plane to another town. That was just doing way too much for me.
Did you drive?
No. When you go to Utah, Bill,
Yeah.
import.
Oh.
That's what you do.
All right, our friends at the Triangle, here's what they love about the Utah Jazz. They have the NBA's most underrated mascot.
The Jazz do have an underrated mascot. I remember him doing certain skits. One, I think he was in the arena, very high on the stairs. He was riding something all the way down to the floor, and it was going full speed. He didn't stop. He didn't hesitate. It was a very daring feat.
Oh, no. I don't even know what mascot that is.
That was the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, is this a
Bingo.
mascot montage? I wasn't expecting this. Oh, it's the worst of mascots. This is even better. See, the Bucks one had to
But
fall
the
down.
problem is that's all of the Bucks.
Oh, these are all Bucks?
Yeah. That's the feat I was talking about right there.
Oh, jeez. That seems really dangerous.
That's what I was saying.
See, I don't...
That's what I was talking about.
See, I'm glad Red Auerbach missed this era of mascots and cheerleaders.
Yeah, let me talk to you about that. I was always trying to figure how could the Boston Celtics go so long without cheerleaders?
Well, do you know that this is a true story? I'm not making this up. Red Auerbach always said, that's going to happen over my dead body. And they finally decided to have cheerleaders. He died a week before the season started. How weird is that?
That is weird.
So there you go. The Celtics cheerleaders.
That's an exclamation point.
They've killed Red Auerbach. 24-second shot clock time. The Utah Jazz. Seems like you're a little higher on them than me.
I'm higher on them than you. I think Trey Burke is going to have a good season as a rookie playing the guard.
Of course you do. You're a homer.
We talked about Alex Burke.
Yeah.
Alec Burke. I always call him Alex.
He might
Alex.
just change his name to Alex.
Yeah. Utah Jazz are better than you think.
I think they're going to be one of those teams that plays a bunch of tight games, and you're always flipping over to them on NBA TV, and they're up one with 10 seconds left, but then LeBron scores. I think they're going to lose a lot of... Oh, the Jazz. Oh, they could be 500. And it's going to be one of those seasons. Just a lot of devastating last-second losses. So enjoy that, Utah. We'll be back on Bill and Jalen's 2010 NBA preview with the number 26 team. Jalen, how has Charlotte not been picked yet?
Where are the Boston Celtics when you need them?
Settle down, Jalen.